Hello, everyone, and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Logan Landers. Today, doing a special look NCAA Week 8 game preview between the South Carolina Gamecocks and the Texas A&M Aggies. So, if you enjoy the video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We go live each and every single week, Facebook, YouTube. You can check us out on Instagram, LinkedIn as well, and of course, anywhere you enjoy listening to podcasts like Spotify or Apple Podcasts for some amazing football content. Let's get into this one. Week 8 between these two squads here. You got the Texas A&M Aggies, who are sitting at 3-3 on the year, and the South Carolina Gamecocks, to a surprise of a lot of fans, at 4-2 on the season. Let's talk about this game, break it down, and I'll give my final score. Looking at the Texas A&M Aggies, they faced off against Alabama in a tough loss, a close game, with the loss going 24-20 in favor of the Crimson Tide. In that ball game, we saw Haynes King, the quarterback, not have the best day overall, did get banged up. He is going to be ready to go against South Carolina this upcoming week, it seems. 25 of 46 passing, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 INT. Just not the prettiest in terms of completion percentage and stuff like that, but overall, not a bad day. Could improve, though. The running game, not much to speak of in that game either. Devin Akeney, 16 carries, 62 yards, under a 4 average in terms of the run. You got to get that up. They ran for only 70 yards against that tough Crimson Tide defense, which was number 1 at the time. Evan Stewart led the way with 8 grabs for 106 yards. He is someone to look out for once again. As for the defense, only allowed 24 points against Alabama, which is known as more of an offensive team this year as opposed to a defensive team. Damani Richardson led the way with 12 tackles in total. They were able to get to Jalen Milroe, the backup quarterback who was starting that game, 4 times. They had 4 sacks as a team. Fadil Diggs had 2 of those. Chris Russell Jr. got 1, as well as Jared Kerr. 2 passes defended, 1 INT. Give that one to Jardine Gilbert. So a tough loss for the Aggies, but a commendable round of applause. Good showing, but it just was not enough a little bit ago. But it is what it is, right? We're moving on to better things. They got South Carolina, a tough loss. Like I said, they were off last week, so they are well rested. Now, looking at this team, look a little bit deeper, right? Haynes King, he had the job. He lost the job to Max Johnson, and now he's got it back again. Hopefully, he can keep the keys to the starting position for the remainder of the year. Looking at the stats on the season for the Aggies in terms of how King has been doing. 763 yards, a 58% completion percentage, 5 TDs, but 5 interceptions. So not the greatest turnover to touchdown ratio. Could definitely improve that and then some. Devin Akeney, a guy who I think is just at the bits, ready for a breakout game. 5.4 average, 528 total yards, 3 touchdowns on the year in under 100 rushing attempts. Evan Stewart, like I mentioned, someone to look out for, over 300 yards on the year with 26 catches, averages 11.7 every time he gets the ball. Got into the end zone just once, but I think his number could go up in this game against the Gamecocks. And also Antonio Johnson leading the way, 48 total tackles, doing his thing. In terms of sacks, these Aggies get after 10 so far on the season with their main man coming, and that is Mr. Chris Russell Jr. at 2.5. So Texas A&M, we'll see which side of them we get. Are they going to be a powerhouse? Are they going to look good like they've done against some teams? Is their offense going to be clicking, or is it going to struggle to generate points? It remains to be seen. Now, looking at the South Carolina Gamecocks, talking about them, they have looked really good, 3 straight wins in a row after 2 tough losses to number 1 ranked Georgia and, at the time, number 16 ranked Arkansas. They got the win, a very impressive win this past week over Kentucky, who was ranked number 13 at the time. So they were able to get there, put some work in, and only allow 14 points in the ball game. That is how you get a big win right there. They played on the 9th, I believe. So that was 2 weeks ago. They also had an off day. Spencer Rattler, the quarterback, 14 of 19 passing, not a whole lot done there. 177 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT. But the reason he didn't throw the ball, right? That running game, man. That running game was looking stout. They were getting after him. Marshawn Lloyd, have yourself a day. 22 carries, 110 yards, 5.0 average. As a squad, they ran it 42 times for close to 200 yards, 179 to be exact. Leading receivers, Antoine Wells Jr., 3 catches for 66 yards. And that one, he averages 22 yards a catch, for that game against Kentucky. So he was able to get in the end zone for his amazing efforts. As for the defense, really strong, a really good performance for this team. And it's been hit and miss, right? They've either looked really good or they've looked kind of rough at times, right? And when I say that, in the games that they've had this year for South Carolina, in the big games, the one that mattered the most, against Arkansas, you gave up 44. Against Georgia, you gave up 48. But then this game against Kentucky, you only gave up 14. So it seems like their defense is definitely looking solid. Chris Rodriguez did what he's always going to do, right? He's a tremendous running back. He ran for over 100 yards against them, but he is a top back in the NCAA. Sherrod Green, really good player, really good. 12 tackles, led the way for the game against Kentucky. Also had a sack for his efforts. So this South Carolina team is really good. They're also good on special teams. I believe they've blocked 5 punts on the year, so they can get you there as well. So don't sleep on the special teams unit. A really good battle here between two teams who are pretty evenly matched, I would say. Like I said, the Aggies coming in at 3-3, South Carolina coming in at 4-2. Right now, A&M, they're 5th in the SEC, and right now, Carolina, they are 4th. So battle for some SEC supremacy. So this is kind of a toss-up, but I think I am going to roll. Give me the South Carolina Gamecocks. I think that they're having a good season. I think it continues. I just need to see how they're going to react. I think Spencer Rattler, the change of scenery is really paying off for him. And we see that now he's getting more comfortable, throwing for over 1,000 yards this year, close to 1,300, over almost a 66% completion percentage. But the one key, can he get those turnovers down? 5 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. So we'll see which Spencer Rattler we can get, but I'm going to go with the South Carolina Gamecocks getting one of this one. Give me South Carolina 27 and the Texas A&M Aggies 24. Yes, a 3-point ball game in this one. Maybe a late game-winning field goal, man. I love seeing those in college because we know the kickers, right? They're not always the most consistent. Maybe a missed attempt can lead to a win from South Carolina. Who knows? But I got this one being a 3-point ball game. Give me the Gamecocks to win in this one. If you enjoy the video or the tips and podcast today, ladies and gentlemen, first off, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, share, and subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Turn on notifications as well. We have a bunch of videos every single week. A lot of game previews is what we're in season for, obviously, but we also do amazing draft prospects, history specials, legends interviews, and so much more. So you don't want to miss any of our action. And also, like I say, check out our podcast, Biblical English Podcast, for the audio version of our show. I've been your host today, Logan Landers. If you liked it, hey, like I said, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And enjoy some football this weekend. Enjoy it and have a good time with your friends, family, loved ones. And until then, we'll talk to you on another episode.